If your concealer is caking up or creasing, then I'm going to show you 5 ways to cover your dark circles without using a concealer. You heard that right. Hi everyone, it's Smitha. Welcome back. I hope you enjoy this tutorial. And now without further delay, let's begin. The first way you can cover up your dark circle is by using a tinted eyeshadow primer. And I'm going to be using the KΑYA Beauty Always an Optimist Weightless Eyeshadow Primer to demonstrate this. As you can see, it is tinted, and I'm going to apply this on my dark circle, and I'm going to dab it with my ring finger. The products that I'm using today are thinner than a concealer, so it's best to blend it out with your finger rather than using a brush. Your finger will not absorb any of the product unlike brushes and sponges, so you get more coverage. Always remember to dab or press it in and do not rub. It blurs the fine lines and takes down the purple gray tone right away. Let it sit for about 30 seconds and your skin will look smoother, brighter, and more awake, and no concealer needed. And if you need extra coverage, you can always layer up with any of the products that I'll be using today. And as you can see, that looks fantastic. A nice thing about eyeshadow primers, they don't settle in your fine lines and crease. In fact, they're very fast drying. You don't even have to set them with powder. Let's wipe it off so I can demonstrate my second product, which is an eye brightener, and this one's from Catrice. Again, I'm just taking it with my ring finger and I'm going to press it in on my dark circles. Dark circles often look worse because the skin under the eyes is thin and has blue or purple tones showing through. Eye brighteners work because they usually have a soft peach undertone which cancels the dark tones instead of covering them with heavy pigment. Always use your ring finger to press, don't rub, so the product melts into your skin. This brightens the area, and if needed, you can always set it with powder and gives a very rested look without needing concealer. The next way is one of my favorite ways to conceal dark circles by using a nude eye pencil. This is the BFF eye pencil from ColourPop, but you can use any nude eye pencil that suits you. I like to warm up the tips of these pencils using a hairdryer so it doesn't pull or tug on your skin, which is so sensitive under the eyes. Instead, it applies smoothly. What I especially love about eye pencils is although they don't give you full coverage like a concealer, they cover up your dark circles and they stay put. You don't even have to set it with powder because they just don't budge. They're extremely fast drying, so as soon as you apply, they settle and they dry, so that doesn't allow them to move and settle in the fine lines. And it's perfect for days when you don't want too much makeup on your face, but you need to get out the door in 5 minutes and you still need to cover your dark circles or dark spots. These work fantastic. Now, because these are extremely fast drying, make sure to blend it out as soon as you've applied it. Otherwise, they will settle and they will not budge. Now, as you can see, it doesn't give as much coverage as a concealer. But if you're like me and if you're watching this and if you feel like concealer creases on you no matter what, this is your best bet. On to the next product, a light peach corrector. And I'm using the one from NYX Color Correcting Palette. This works very similar to an under eye brightener, but it gives you a little bit more coverage than brighteners. That's because there's more peach pigment in this and it cancels out the deep, dark blue as well as purple undertones. Again, I'm blending it out with my ring finger because ring fingers put minimal pressure on that area under the eyes, which is very delicate. Although this color corrector is a little bit lighter, it still doesn't give that ashy look. It did cancel out the dark purple as well as blue undertones and brightened up my under eyes. Last but not least, if you want to completely stay away from all the creamy products, pressed powder is your best bet. The one that I'll be using today is from One Size, and this is in the shade Medium Dark 1, which is a tad bit darker than my skin tone. I've used this so much. This is probably my 7th one, and as you can see, I'm hitting pan on the 7th one, so I had to buy a new one. If given a choice, I will go one shade lighter than this, but I want to show you the coverage. I'm applying it with a powder puff. I'm just simply taking it with a powder puff and pressing it gently under my eye. If you didn't know, pressed powders are powder foundations, so they give you the coverage, which means it can also double up as something that can cover your dark circles. I'm repeating myself here. Given a choice, I will go a shade lighter. I'd run out of it, so I'm using a darker shade, but you can still see how beautifully that has covered my dark circle. In fact, pressed powders give a flawless filtered finish. And that's it, my friends. That's how you cover your dark circles without using a concealer, instead using products that are lighter than a concealer. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you try any of these products or have already tried any of these products, comment below and let me know what you'd like to watch next. If you haven't already subscribed, or if you're new here, please consider subscribing to watch more educational videos like these, and don't forget to follow me on social media. They're all linked in the description box below, along with all the products that I used today. I love you guys so much, and I will see you soon with a brand new one. Bye guys.